Ancient strategy, modern sales, one usable line per episode.
Last time, calm lowers resistance. Today, the psychology of voluntary agreement, and why the only yes that lasts is the one they give freely. I closed a deal 3 months ago. Great close, confident handshake, signed contract. 2 weeks later, buyer's remorse. They wanted to renegotiate, then they wanted out. By the time I saved the account, I'd spent more time fixing the relationship than I did building it.
How did you close it?
Pressure, deadline, urgency. This pricing expires Friday. Classic close. And it worked, until it didn't. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why pressured agreements fail, and how to create a yes that doesn't need saving. The old model says, create urgency, limit availability, add a deadline, push them across the line.
And what happens after they cross?
They look back, they wonder if they were pushed, if they made the right choice. And that doubt, it poisons the relationship. The deal that felt like a win becomes a problem to manage.
Because the decision wasn't theirs. It was the pressure's.
So forced yes leads to regret. And regret leads to churn.
Every time, the fastest way to lose a customer is to win them with pressure. Because pressure creates a gap between what they wanted and what they agreed to. And that gap opens wider with time. Sun Tzu understood the difference between conquest and control. Shan Yong Bing Zhe, Chu Ren Ji Bing Er Fei Zan Yi. The skilled commander subdues the enemy without battle.
Without battle, meaning without force.
In the 9 situations, Sun Tzu describes how the greatest commanders moved armies, Shi Ren Er Bu Shi Yu Ren. They directed people without being directed themselves. The key word, Shi. It means to direct, to employ. But not to force. The people moved because the conditions made moving natural, not because they were pushed.
So Sun Tzu's commander didn't force compliance. He created conditions where compliance was voluntary.
And voluntary compliance lasts. Forced compliance requires constant maintenance. One costs energy once, the other costs energy forever.
In sales, what does voluntary agreement look like?
The prospect says yes, and then defends their decision to others. That's the test. When someone is asked, why did you choose them? Do they have a confident answer? Or do they hesitate?
If they were pressured, they hesitate. If they chose freely, they advocate.
And advocates are your best sales force. They renew, they refer, they expand, all because the original agreement was voluntary. 3 principles for creating voluntary agreement.
First principle:
remove urgency, add clarity. Urgency says, decide now or lose. Clarity says, here's everything you need to decide well. When you remove time pressure and add informational completeness, the prospect feels empowered. And empowered people make confident decisions. Second, make the no easy. Tell the prospect explicitly, if this isn't right, that's completely fine. I'd rather we find the right fit than force something that isn't. Paradoxically, making no easy makes yes stronger, because they know the exit exists, and chose not to take it.
And third,
let them articulate the why. Don't tell them why they should buy. Ask them, what's the main reason this feels right to you? When they say it in their own words, it becomes their conviction. Not yours. And their conviction is unshakable. Yours can always be questioned.
3 principles: replace urgency with clarity, make no easy, and let them say the why. All about creating a yes that's genuinely theirs.
A yes they own is a yes they keep.
But won't removing urgency make people delay forever?
Only if the value isn't clear. If someone delays indefinitely after you've shown clear value, the problem isn't timing. It's fit, and you'd rather know that now than after they sign under pressure and leave in 90 days. 3 phrases for your voluntary toolkit. Phrase 1, take whatever time you need. I'd rather this be the right decision than a fast one. That sentence does more for trust than any urgency deadline ever will.
Phrase 2.
If this doesn't fit, no hard feelings at all. What matters is finding what works for you. The moment you say this genuinely, the prospect's defenses drop. They stop evaluating you against their fear. They start evaluating based on fit.
And phrase 3.
At the end of a good conversation, what's the main thing that resonated with you today? Let them name it. When they articulate the value in their own words, they've just closed themselves. You didn't push, they arrived. The one line.
Let's hear it.
Make it voluntary.
Their decision, their words, their pace.
Every time you feel the urge to push for a close, pause. Ask yourself, is this yes going to hold? Will they defend this decision tomorrow? If you're not sure, slow down. Remove the pressure. Let them choose. A voluntary yes is worth 10 pressured ones.
So the close isn't a moment. It's a natural conclusion.
When the groundwork is right, the close is just a formality. They've already decided. You just need to let them say it. Here's a test. In your next closing conversation, say, no rush. Take whatever time you need. Then stop talking. Watch their reaction. If they relax and engage, you've created safety. If they rush to close on their own, even better. The removal of pressure often accelerates the decision.
Remove pressure to accelerate. Another paradox. What if they actually do take forever?
Then revisit fit. I want to make sure this is actually the right solution for where you are right now. Would it help to step back and look at this fresh? This question either re-engages them, or reveals that the fit was never there. Both outcomes save you time.
3 tools. Make it voluntary, remove urgency and add clarity. And let them say the why. All about creating agreements that hold.
Let's lock them in.
My takeaway. Pressured agreements unravel. Voluntary ones hold. Remove urgency. Make the no easy. Let them articulate the value in their words. The result? Advocates, renewals, referrals. Not buyer's remorse.
Keep going.
Sun Tzu said the greatest commander moves people without force. In sales, voluntary agreement creates advocates. Forced agreement creates churn. 3 principles: clarity over urgency, easy exits, and their words for the why. 1 principle: make it voluntary.
Drill zone. Come back here before any closing conversation. You're close to a deal. The urge to add urgency is strong. What do you tell yourself?
Make it voluntary.
Again, like the commander whose people move because the conditions are right, not because they were forced.
Make it voluntary.
Good. Now the safety move.
Take whatever time you need. I'd rather this be the right decision.
And the self-close question.
What's the main thing that resonated with you today?
The sequence. Close approaching. First, make it voluntary. Second, remove the time pressure. Third, let them articulate the value. Don't push across the line. Let them step across it.
Clarity, exit, their words.
This week's test. In one conversation, when the close is near, say, no rush, and stop talking. See what happens. Track whether they close faster or slower than when you push.
And if they close faster?
Then you've learned the most counterintuitive lesson in sales. The less you push, the faster people move. That's the power of voluntary agreement.
Which move should I try first?
Whichever fits your week. A. Make it voluntary. B. Take whatever time you need. Or C. What's the main thing that resonated with you? Drop your pick in the comments. I read every one.
What's next?
Winning without confrontation, and why the deals that feel effortless are the ones you engineered best. A whole new block begins. Same calm tone, one usable line.
Ancient strategy, modern sales, one usable line per episode.